For 9 years, Galyna Kolotnytska was one of the closest people to Muammar Gaddafi, the Libyan dictator, known for his paranoia, trusted very few. But his Ukrainian nurse was an exception. She kept his secrets, remained by his side through countless travels, and witnessed the private world of one of history's most controversial leaders. After Gaddafi's regime collapsed in 2011, Galyna disappeared from the public eye. But soon after her return to Ukraine, rumors began to swirl. She had given birth to a child, sparking speculation. Was Gaddafi the father? What was she hiding all those years? And what became of her after escaping Libya's turmoil, a dictator's mysterious world? Muammar Gaddafi ruled Libya with an iron grip for over 4 decades, from 1969 to 2011. His eccentric behavior and flamboyant style, colorful robes, dark sunglasses, and a traveling Bedouin tent made him one of the most recognizable figures on the world stage. But behind his public persona was a secretive and tightly controlled inner world. Wherever he traveled, Rome, Moscow, New York, or Paris, Gaddafi insisted on staying in his massive bulletproof tent, a symbol of his desert heritage. But even more unusual was his entourage, the Amazonian Guard, a team of highly trained female bodyguards who never left his side. While Gaddafi claimed they represented his support for women's empowerment, insiders later revealed a darker reality. Many of these women were selected for reasons beyond security. As early as the 1970s and 1980s, whispers circulated about Gaddafi's treatment of women. Female journalists and staff members recounted disturbing encounters. After his death, shocking testimonies emerged. Investigators uncovered accounts of abuse within his inner circle, with multiple former bodyguards describing their captivity and suffering. Some were allegedly taken as teenagers and held against their will. These reports painted a chilling picture of Gaddafi's secret world, one that was far removed from the public image he carefully cultivated. The Ukrainian nurses, more than just medical staff. One of the most fascinating aspects of Gaddafi's private life was his reliance on Ukrainian nurses. He refused to be treated by Libyan medical staff, preferring Slavic women exclusively. Some speculated it was due to their professionalism. Others believed it was something more personal. Regardless of the reason, these women became fixtures in his life. Gaddafi was meticulous about his health. His nurses checked his blood pressure and monitored his condition regularly. Even his wife, Safia Farkash, was a nurse when they met. She had cared for him during a hospital stay in 1969, and soon after, they married. Despite his marriage and 7 children, Gaddafi's personal life was filled with rumors of affairs, secret lovers, and possibly illegitimate children. Galyna Kolotnytska, the dictator's most trusted nurse. Among the Ukrainian nurses, Galyna Kolotnytska stood out. Her name gained international attention when U.S. diplomatic cables leaked by WikiLeaks described her as a voluptuous blonde who never left Gaddafi's side. Reports suggested that during a trip to Portugal, Gaddafi's government even sent a private jet just to bring her to him, emphasizing her importance in his life. Galyna began working for Gaddafi in 2001 and remained with him for nearly a decade. She was a constant presence, yet she rarely spoke about her experiences. When Libya fell into chaos, she quietly left the country and returned to Ukraine. But instead of peace, she was met with intense media scrutiny. Journalists surrounded her home, desperate for answers. She refused to speak, wearing dark sunglasses and avoiding reporters. Then, the biggest revelation came. She was pregnant. The timing fueled speculation. Was Gaddafi the father? The rumors escalated, but Galyna remained silent. Shortly after, she left Ukraine and sought political asylum in Norway, citing safety concerns. Was she escaping media harassment? Or was there something more sinister she was running from? Hashtag what did Galyna really know? Before becoming entangled in one of history's most notorious regimes, Galyna lived a quiet life. Born in 1976 in Brovary, Ukraine, she worked as a nurse and later as a cook at Ukraine's Antarctic Research Station. After her husband's sudden death, she sought better opportunities abroad, which led her to Libya in 2001. She quickly became part of Gaddafi's elite medical team, rising to a level of trust few attained. But despite the secrecy surrounding her role, one of her fellow Ukrainian nurses, Oksana Belinska, later spoke out about life inside Gaddafi's circle. Oksana described the dictator as a decent man who treated his staff well. She worked near his heavily guarded residence, a fortress-like compound where security was paramount. While Gaddafi's image was often eccentric, Oksana claimed his daily life was relatively simple. He preferred pasta, couscous with lamb, and quiet moments of reflection after meetings. Despite these accounts, more scandalous theories persisted. When news broke of Galyna's pregnancy, the world was eager to connect the dots. However, those close to her dismissed the rumors. Her daughter spoke out, calling the claims nonsense and stating that her mother was deeply distressed by the speculation. Tagged the end of an era. After Gaddafi's violent downfall, the women who had once surrounded him faced an uncertain future. Unlike many who celebrated his demise, his former nurses reportedly reacted with sorrow. Despite the world's accusations, they never spoke ill of him, whether out of fear, loyalty, or personal connection. Their silence remained unbroken. Galyna eventually settled into a quiet life in Norway, marrying a Turkish businessman and taking his last name, becoming Galyna Thompson. She gave birth to a son, Nicholas, and occasionally shared glimpses of her life on social media. The boy, it turns out, bears no resemblance to Gaddafi, seemingly putting an end to speculation. In the end, the most remarkable thing about Galyna's story may be what remains unknown. Did she witness secrets that the world will never uncover? Or was her life with Gaddafi simply that of a devoted nurse, caught in the storm of history? Sometimes, the truth is far less dramatic than the myths people want to believe. What do you think? Did Galyna know more than she ever let on? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating stories.